Universal Time.
I am in radio contact.
Today in the lab, it is the Nicom RSL 900 studio to transmitter link receiver. This particular unit is on 950 megahertz, and it is having a problem where it sounds like the phase lock loop is going out, and the receiver tunes off frequency and gets staticky, and then it comes good for like 10 seconds and goes back to doing the same thing. So we're going to open it up and take a look. And with the lid off, it is evident that we've had several years of service, and the factory grime is still on it. So I'm going to take this out into the backyard and give it a quick blast with the compressor. Yeah. We're all cleaned, and let's turn it on. Well, looks like the power supply is okay, but the problem with these things is you never know. It'll do one thing when it's on the mountaintop, and then when you get it to the bench, it'll totally act fine. Alright, I have the 8924C set up to be a signal generator on the receive frequency of the receiver. And over here, we're showing 26 dB above a microvolt, which I'll have to do some conversions and see if that's right. Right now I'm generating a negative 80 dBm signal out of the service monitor, and I am also generating a 1 kilohertz test tone at 75 kilohertz deviation, which is the standard for broadcast equipment. And I'm getting a good test tone on the audio output jack. So, yeah, I'll have to just run this for a bit and see if it glitches out on me at all. Well, it's been a day running, and it kind of looks like we finally got a bit of a power supply fault. Yeah, kind of looks like I'm gonna guess the negative voltage generator doesn't want to start up. Well, after a quick poke around, I tried measuring across the diode here, and it looks like we've got a dead short there. So I'm not sure if the problems in this, what is it, LT1374, are the diode in this switch mode supply. Alright, now that we got the soldering iron warmed up, first thing we're going to try to do is remove the diode, because that's going to be the easiest thing to do. Find some tweezers here. Oh, there's some. Alright. Not going to bother with hot air at the moment unless I need to, but it is a fairly thick board. Might have to, or change tip on the iron. We're not getting enough heat into the part. Alright. Alright, I've got the meter on diode check. Let's give a quick check. .169 that way. And nothing in reverse. And I also like to put the meter on the ohm setting just to be sure I have .41K reversed. What do we have going forward? 1.228K. Alright. Okay, so let's measure across on the board where the diode was while we're still on ohms. So we went to 48, 50 the other way. Alright, let's try on diode. .05. Alright, so that kind of confirms that the LT1374 is bad. Man. There we go. Clean up the board a little bit with some solder wick. Some time has gone by and the new part has come in, and boy was it expensive. So this little LT, what was it, 1374, $16 on its own. Looking at the back of the old one, it almost looks like we were hanging on by a thread, and we barely had any solder holding the ground tab on, or whatever that tab's used for. I haven't looked it up. I'm assuming ground, but something to watch out for when we try to reattach the new one to the board here. I'm just trying to get the board and the solder up to temperature before I try putting the part on. Particularly this big ground pad, and then I'm going to do a heat on our part. Kind of looks good. Do the same thing for our diode that was here. I bought new diodes, but of course I bought the wrong size. So the old diode was fine, so we'll just put it back. Okay, that looks good. Alright, we'll get in here with some alcohol on a wipe and clean the flux off the board. Inside the VCO can, I'm going to replace these capacitors that are on this voltage regulator, because these green ones, I'm not quite sure what brand they are, but they've never done good for me, so I'm going to get like some, I think I have Panasonic low ESRs that I'm going to put in there. Alright, we'll give it a smoke test and see how we did. Got the light lit, negative 15 volts being made. Got PLL lock. Looks like we may be back in business. Alright, so here's the new capacitors that are in with the voltage regulator that was running the preamp board that's down in there. So, yeah, we got a good signal, and I'll leave it on the bench for a day to see if it skips a beat, but I think we may have a winner. Well, as always, thank you for your time, and try to enjoy yourselves the rest of the day.